What's up, guys? Today we're talking about sunroofs. So today we're talking sunroofs and we're talking sunroof maintenance. There's not a huge amount to go over here, but there are a few things that you should know to do on a regular basis just to keep your sunroof working and to keep from having any bigger problems. The things that you're going to look at is, and you need to do this probably a couple times a year or so. First of all, you're going to look at the tracks in here that these ride on. That's going to need to be lubed every so often, and if you look in there, you'll find that it's already been lubed at some point, I'm sure. But they can rust, they can get, that old grease can get really nasty and get to where it doesn't want to move. You also have you want to look for any kind of moving parts that don't look like they've been lubed in a while, and then you want to lube them with something that's not too heavy a grease, like the hinges where it tilts and stuff like that. Now you can use a little heavier grease in the slides where it slides backwards and forwards. If you look in there, it should already have a fairly heavy grease in there. So that is one thing that you're going to want to look at. The other things that you need to look at is if you'll look around in here, there is a trough which catches water, because the sunroof is not watertight. It does not keep water completely from getting past it. So some water is going to get around this edge seal and get into this trough, and then it's got to drain out. So in the very, very corner, which is pretty hard to see, but I'll try to make sure I've got some footage of that for you, there is some little tiny holes which go to drain tubes. And you'll need to blow those out with some compressed air, low pressure compressed air, or like one of those air in a can things. Every once in a while, maybe even when you wash the car, wash some soapy water down there just to keep that tube cleaned out and make sure that it's got somewhere to drain. If it doesn't, it will back up in here and it'll leak through into the roof of into the ceiling of the car. Another thing you're going to want to do is open the sunroof every so often and clean around this edge right here, just because it just gets dirty and it can cause the sunroof to sort of stick when it's down and not want to pop up. So that's another thing kind of to watch out for. But other than that, that's about it. Lube the moving parts, keep the tray cleaned out. Now, if you've got a situation where sometimes when it's hot or when it's been used too much, the sunroof doesn't want to move, you may be actually looking at a close to worn out sunroof motor. Access to the motor is inside the car, but you'll need to take the headliner down to get to that. So that's not really what I would call maintenance, so I'm not going to go into that on this video, but that is another possibility. But it's also possible that you're putting extra strain on the motor by not having all this lubed up and by having the sunroof motor have to work harder to move the sunroof. So if you're a person who really likes a sunroof and uses it a lot, keep your maintenance up and you should be in good shape. Another thing to look for is in these slides, this bracketry that allows it to move. Make sure that it's all in one piece. I have found on my 97, for example, it's got a broken piece on the left side that actually makes it very hard for it to go back down correctly because it jams up because the one piece moves. And in that case, you're looking at replacing the tracking on the sunroof. So for me on that car, I just leave it shut once it's shut correctly and I don't worry about it. Hopefully that gave you some ideas for things to do maintenance-wise to keep the sunroof working like it's supposed to. I know that's a really common feature on these and something a lot of people like. If this helped you, hit the like button down below, leave me a comment and let me know what you thought about this video, or if you have ideas for other things you'd like me to cover in future videos. And make sure you're subscribed so that you see my next one, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.